In the 1890s, an archaeological dig at Nippur in southern Iraq, one of the oldest cities on Earth, uncovered a tablet from the Old Babylonian period of nearly 4,000 years ago. The tablet talked of a great king who had conquered much of the known world, uniting it under the governance of a single ruler for the first time. That king was Sargon of Akkad, a city-state on the northern periphery of the civilized Sumerian world. And from this power base, he formed one of the first empires on Earth. The inscription calls him Overseer of Eanna, King of Kush, Anointed of Nu, King of Mesopotamia, Governor of Enlil. It goes on to celebrate his conquest of Uruk, formerly one of the most powerful Sumerian city-states, and the defeat of the last Sumerian king, Lugalagazi, whom he brought to Enlil in a collar. The conquests of Sargon of Akkad had the effect of ending the period of powerful independent city-states, united by little more than culture and language, and ushered in a new period of empire under a single centralised ruler, a concept which would be greatly expanded upon after Sargon's death, inspiring every empire that would follow in the Middle East and Europe. Contemporary sources on Sargon are extremely difficult to come by, but several existent traditions that continued for thousands of years after his reign placed him with humble roots, specifically saying that he was the son of a gardener and the former cupbearer of King Ur-Zababa of Kush. Sometime around 2340 BC, however, he was allegedly able to usurp the kingship of Uruk from its king Lugalzagzi through unknown means, and subsequently took it to his own native city of Akkad. Unfortunately, the authenticity of this account cannot be fully proved, largely because in later Assyrian and Babylonian literature, Sargon became the subject of several legendary narratives about his rise to power from humble roots. The Sumerian king list credits Sargon with a reign of just over 50 years, and names him as fighting several campaigns against Elam, Mari, Sumerum and Urua, all neighbouring city-states to the Sumerian world. During his reign, his native tongue of Eastern Semitic was standardised for use with cuneiform, previously only a Sumerian writing form. This had the effect of creating the Akkadian language. We can be certain that he promoted the use of Akkadian in inscriptions over Sumerian, and frequently called himself the King of Akkad, his native city, which in some narratives he is even said to have founded, but is more likely to have significantly expanded. Sumerian and Akkadian continued to be used jointly in the years after his death. Arguably, the most important source about his life is one of the first that was discovered in the modern world, the Nippur Inscription, found in the 1890s. It talks extensively of his many conquests and of his elite standing army of 5,400 men. After conquering Uruk, Sargon is said to have conquered the entire Sumerian world, the territory from Lagash to the sea. In total, he is said to have triumphed over 34 cities. He was even an international king of sorts, with ships from Arabia and Iran coming into anchor at Akkad. By the time of his death, Sargon ruled all of the lands between the Upper Sea, the Mediterranean, and the Lower Sea, the Persian Gulf, nearly the entire world known to the Sumerians. Sargon established a dynasty which survived for a century after his death, before the Akkadian Empire finally fragmented in around 2154 BC, and another came to take its place. Over the next 2 millennia, as multitudes of empires would rise and fall throughout Mesopotamia and the larger world, Sargon was regarded as a model of perfect kingship. Babylonian and Assyrian kings alike saw themselves as heirs to his empire. He may have even been the ruler who introduced this concept in the first place. The Neo-Assyrians and the Babylonians may have been more powerful, and later still the Persians and the Romans may have been much larger, but Sargon and the Akkadians will always hold the distinction of being the first.